bring it up. Throw it in where you. I mean, we're going to be talking about Chicago sports, so I'm sure at some point we'll get to that. And I know if Devin jumps in, he's going to want to talk about the fucking Yankees or something.
I hope not.
No, he's gonna want to. He's gonna want to talk about the damn Yankees. Welcome to the According to Sources podcast. I'm your host Andre Williams. It hasn't been that long this time. I think it's been like 2 weeks. So we're back. No Devin today. It's me, Chris, and Rob. Chris, say hello to the people.
What's going on, people? We missed y'all.
Rob, say hello to the people.
What up, people? I got to put another cup of bourbon though.
Man, I just had a couple glasses of wine. I feel good. I have a couple glasses of bourbon tomorrow, though. Here we go. So yesterday, was that yesterday? 2 days ago. What's today? Today is Thursday. So this was Tuesday. Did this happen?
The Hayward injury. Yeah, that was Tuesday.
Tuesday. Any chance the Celtics had of beating the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that chance was, it was low to begin with. But any chance they did have of beating that team went down in the heat when Gordon Hayward, when he fell down. Did you see it, Rob? Did you see the play when it happened live?
I didn't see it live because I wasn't watching the game. I think I was probably gearing up for the Cubs game, so I wasn't ready yet. So I was still getting my night together. But then I heard my phone was going crazy. I'm pretty sure it was text from y'all talking about it. So I just checked my phone real quick and saw y'all was talking about it. So I, against my better judgment, went looking for it. So I finally found it and saw it. I was like, all right, that was crazy. Like when you just sit there and you just look at your joint and just look at it like, man, that's my joint. Just like pointing east right now.
Man, that was one of the worst injuries I've. Like I know, like Paul George, when his leg was sticking out.
That was bad, but that wasn't that wasn't like everybody around you cringe bad that I remember. The one I remember being just as bad as that one was that one. Now that one I saw live. I was watching that game.
Yeah, I was watching that game.
That game, and it was crazy because the cameras didn't really catch it, or either they was on a decent delay, and the director must have caught it.
Go back to that.
So he switched like really really quick. So they caught some really weird camera angles, and all you saw was the players' reactions. So if you watching the live, you couldn't really tell what was going on. I'm into film, so I noticed the cameras had switched kind of weird. So I'm like, wait, what's going on? And then they was like, hey, buddy just broke his leg in half. So when I saw that Gordon Hayward thing, that was the first thing I thought about.
The thing about the Gordon Hayward injury, that's two things, right? If you look at you're talking about the reaction, everybody on the Cleveland Cavaliers bench, they ran off like Naruto.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they were just out of there.
Yeah, that was crazy. Once they looked down and saw how his ankle looked.
Oh man!
Yeah, everybody started running off.
That's exactly how that Kevin Ware injury was. Like you had players on the court falling to their knees. It's like, oh snap!
The second thing that was wild about that to me was his reaction. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I wish they wouldn't have showed it. You know what I'm saying? Because when they first showed it, he was cool and calm. But then they showed a little replay of when they were snapping that joint back together.
Yeah.
And all you saw was him screaming in pain. I'm like, man, I wish they wouldn't have showed that, man. Like, I hate seeing stuff like that. Yeah, as somebody who's, broken my ankle, torn an Achilles, I understand the pain that comes with stuff like that. And I hate seeing that type of shit, man. I wish they wouldn't have showed it. Like my brother, I was talking to my brother, and he was like, why did they even have to show that? Like, his ankle was laying down on the court. Like I wish they wouldn't do stuff like that. It was a terrible thing because I really like I hate Boston. I think we could all agree that, right? Everybody hates
Of
Boston.
course.
Easily.
But I like Gordon Hayward. I liked watching him play. And it's just really fucked up that, the first game, like 5 minutes into the season, this is what happens. Now, like, how good can they be?
Didn't really care about Gordon Hayward either way.
I like Gordon Hayward. I like watching him play in Utah.
I didn't. That's what I'm saying. I didn't dislike him or care enough to like him. I don't know. I don't know. He played for Utah, so whatever. And
Yeah.
then he played for Boston, so it was like a double whatever.
When I had League Pass, I used to watch a lot of Utah games because I like watching him play, and I like watching I like watching Rudy Gobert play too. So I
Yeah,
watch
beast.
a lot of their games, and like a lot of people just sleep on how good he actually is. Like he's really, really, really good. But I mean, good news is it's not as bad as the injury looked. Like, because the injury looked like, man, I don't know how he's going to play basketball again. You
I'm
know,
just gonna live a normal life.
yeah, how he's going to walk again because it looked like the leg was all mangled as well as the ankle. But I mean, as it stands, it seems like he dislocated his ankle and he fractured his tibia.
Hmm.
So, those are just bones. It doesn't seem like there's any nerve damage or ligaments that are all screwed up. So I think he's going to be okay, and I'm so glad that that's the case. You never want to see stuff like that. So,
Yeah, because
Chris,
like that was
go
like
ahead, Rob.
watching Lynn get hurt last night.
God, dude, that was
Like,
real
Man,
bad.
like
That was
that's
hard.
like
different
when
though.
That was tough.
when you notice it right away when you look down at your knee and you go, that's it. I know that's it. I felt it. I heard it. I'm through.
Now it's
Like
funny you just said that
that's
about the
heartbreaking.
hearing, right, bro? What I thought was me hearing Gordon Hayward's body hit the ground yesterday or on Tuesday was actually his fucking ankle breaking.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was like, man, he hit the ground hard, and then it dawned on me like, dude, that was not him hitting the ground. That was his fucking ankle cracking. Like that's a tough thing, man. It was just tough. It was tough. It was definitely tough for to with Lynn. I like Jeremy Lin too,
I do too.
and I like it's hard to see a grown man cry like that, dude,
Yeah.
because he just broke
Because you
down
because you
immediately.
because you know a cat like that has worked. Like when you cry like that, that means that kid worked hard. Because he had all kinds of injury problems last year.
Yeah.
So you know he was working hard, couldn't wait to get back, and just want to play. He just want to play
Just
basketball.
want to play basketball, and us Bulls fans,
Oh, we know.
we've
Oh,
gone
we
through
know.
this.
Oh, we
We've gone
know.
through this. So we
Man.
definitely ain't gonna be nan joke because I saw some memes with some jokes
Yeah,
about Gordon Hayward. Won't be nan joke from a Bulls fan.
No,
We know
that
it's not funny.
it's not
that
funny,
shit hits home, man.
especially if like you just got him. You think you about to make noise, and first day out, it's over. Uh,
You know, if there is a light at the end of the tunnel throughout this whole Gordon Hayward situation, it's they don't really know what they're missing. Like, yeah, you're missing a really efficient player, but I mean, Jason Tatum and the rest of that bench they got there. I mean, they got a good team. Hopefully, they can rally around that and make the season worthwhile. I mean, I still see them as a playoff team. I mean, they play in the East. Let's be real with ourselves. But without Gordon Hayward, I don't see how they even make it a series with Cleveland.
okay, so let's talk about this. How good do you think they'll be? Like, what do you think their ceiling is now? Now that Gordon Hayward is gone, like seed wise.
Uh, I can see them taking a 7-game series of Washington, but I mean, other than that, I don't see them getting past the East, get out of the East.
So where do you think they're going to wind up? Like
Uh,
fourth seed, fifth seed? Like how far down do you think this drops them? Because I mean, they were looking at once again winning the East at the very
yeah,
least being second. Like I'm sure that's what they were thinking. So where do you think this is gonna this puts them as far as
I
that
can
goes?
easily, I can see them neck and neck with Toronto, to be honest, because Toronto, they haven't really proved anything. They go to the playoffs every year, but I mean, they play in the East, and it's hard to get past Bron. But I can see Washington, Boston, and Toronto like all fighting for that second seed or third seed.
So you don't believe in Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan? You don't believe in
Hell
them?
no.
I don't
Hell
believe in
no.
point guards over the weight of 200
Hell no.
pounds.
I think Derek was pushing 220 in the last couple of years with the Bulls. But he was also
Derek is also
Derek
six.
is
He's
6'3".
also 6'3". Yeah, that dude's like five. That
But he
dude's
was in
like
shape.
that dude's like 5'9".
Dripping wet.
I'm just trying to give Kyle Lowry a little bit of support here. Y'all be real hard on Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry
And
gets no
here,
love.
He bringing on himself. He bringing on
He's so
himself.
bad in the playoffs. Every year,
he bringing on himself, man. With the way he plays.
I don't know why he can't get right in the playoffs.
Doesn't play with any control. He's turning the ball over. He's making bad decisions. I don't know. I don't. When he became a free agent or whatever he became this offseason,
considering giving him some money.
Y'all could kiss my ass if y'all signed that dude. What? For what? What are we talking about? Why is this a point of conversation?
Because the Bulls like throwing money around at people that they shouldn't, Carlos Boozer. Okay, so all right. We're talking about the East now with them being gone seeding wise. Like, so who do you think? Okay, obviously we're gonna go Cleveland 1, right? Cleveland's 1.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Cleveland's 1. Who's 2?
Probably Washington or Washington.
Washington, they were having a little bit of trouble with Philadelphia yesterday. I don't know if you guys were looking at that game or not, but
I saw the score. I didn't really catch much of the game. I just saw the score. Yeah, I mean Philly's they gonna surprise some people, man. But you know they first of all they have to stay healthy. Their big guys have to stay healthy. If they do, they're gonna be a real big shot. But they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose the games. They're gonna lose games just based off youth. And
that was really the reason why they lost that game yesterday.
And just youth, you know, making mistakes. I feel like Embiid's like a walking time bomb, ready to blow up.
I hope
he gonna lose some games just off being stupid. I think, just being honest. I think he gonna, you know, have some blow ups or whatever, do something crazy on the court, and not to mention just his health in general. If he can't stay healthy, they won't go anywhere.
They said that he was on like a 16-minute restriction.
He went on that shit immediately. I think he played 28 minutes last night.
Yeah, like immediately.
That's out. So, you know, just imagine. Let's just say. I mean, I don't think this is gonna happen. I think they're just being overly cautious. I don't think the kid's gonna get hurt. But let's just say something does happen. He gets hurt. I mean, what does that mean for them? That means that, you know, at the very least, a bottom seed.
That's at the very least. Without him, they're in the lottery.
Yeah.
I won't put them in the lottery just because they in the East. Anything can happen. I won't put them in the lottery, but they'll definitely be
making the playoffs. That's one thing that can't happen.
Right. That won't happen.
The Bulls will not make the playoffs.
That's just not going to happen.
I mean, anything can happen. We just want to make sure to let you guys know that anything that can happen, the Bulls being able to make the playoffs is not part of it.
Yeah, that's not in the cards. They can forget it.
Okay, so we got Cleveland and we got Washington, and that's it.
Milwaukee's going to be there. Milwaukee's going to be there. And then, you know, you got your Torontos are going to be there. Then you just throw in whoever the hell else you want to throw in. I mean, to be honest, Miami's probably going to be there in that mix, you know, in that 4, 5, 6, you know, space. Who else you got? Orlando might make a little bit of noise.
Charlotte,
they'll be there. They'll be there just because they'll be there. Charlotte might be there.
Yeah, they made the playoffs last year. I don't see why they won't make it again.
Because they got Dwight.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Everybody shits on Dwight. He's like
You losing
Chris.
10 games automatically just because of
Everybody
him.
hates Dwight.
Easy target.
Yep. Everybody hates Dwight.
I don't understand how all that potential just
You know,
ah.
back problems are serious.
What is Puig doing, man? What is this bullshit? What is this? What is happening?
Back, I don't know. I don't know what is he doing.
He's talking to a coach and he's making me uncomfortable. The coach looks uncomfortable.
He's too close.
Yeah. He's close talking to him. He has his arm around his neck. He's like pulling him towards him like he wants to kiss him on the cheek. The coach looks very uncomfortable right now. I'm uncomfortable watching it.
He's
And
weird.
then look, he's doing it again. And then TBS. I hope that this NLCS deal that TBS has with MLB runs that after 1 year. They can't broadcast any more
Oh my god.
NLCS
Horrible.
because and they keep going back to it. It's just so upsetting. Please, please, please don't give the NLCS to TBS ever again. Ever. This is terrible. I love me some Ernie. I do. I love him on my what do they do? Thursdays? What is it? What do the NBA do? Thursdays now? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Tuesdays and
TNT.
Thursdays? Is it Tuesdays and Thursdays? Or just Thursdays?
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
It's Tuesdays and Thursdays now?
Yeah, because remember the Bulls, they used to play a lot of TNT games.
Yeah, they was killing on whatever night that was. But it was like 17-0 or whatever it was. Love Ernie on some on those shows. I don't want to broadcast my baseball game ever again. Ever. Ron Darling is cool. Ron Darling is cool. I don't even know who the play-by-play guy is tonight. It don't matter. All trash. Get him out of here.
Y'all heard Rob. Never again.
Send it back over to Fox or wherever the hell it was at. But this is trash.
Get him out of here.
They had one sequence, man, where the director didn't know where they wanted the camera to go. And they switched between like 5 or 6 different cameras, and they was all over the place. It was all over Twitter. It was like the director had no clue where he wanted to go, what camera he was on. It was sickening. They was like, wait a minute. These guys are professionals, right?
No, they just winging it.
Now they got a box of the arm.
Why? I don't get it.
Because they are intrigued by Puig, man. They love this dude.
He's like a big 12-year-old.
He's like, what do you call it when you put your finger in your mouth and you a wet willy? He's like giving the coach a wet willy now on like national TV now. What is happening? All right, I'm done. Whatever. This is trash.
That was Rob's rent of the show.
If Justin Turner hits a home run right here, I'm turning the game.
He will. And you know he will. He's this year's Daniel Murphy for the Cubs. He's
2011 David Freese.
No. Fuck that. Freese was cool that year. He's nothing compared to what Murphy did to the Cubs. What was that? 2 years ago, I think. And what Daniel Murphy is doing, he's like breaking records right now.
Yeah.
Like it's unreal. It's his and they putting the ball right where he can hit it, and his uppercut swing is torture. Look, they go another one. They're putting the ball right where he can hit it, dude. Like it's unreal. He has an uppercut swing, the same thing that look look more bro hugging, more blowing in each other's ears.
I don't know why, but Justin Turner look like his parents were like
weird, yo.
Fucking baseball players, man. These guys are weird.
Baseball players are weird, yo.
Look at that. So weird.
You got your baseball in there. you got it in there early. You fit it in there real quick.
We have to spit it in there, man. It's going to be a heavily talked about basketball podcast. So I have to throw it out there.
It is, because now we have to move on to your Chicago Bulls, because I don't live there. So
I don't claim them niggas.
That one child that you don't really like, but you gotta claim it.
I don't claim the Atlanta Hawks either, even though I'm down here. I'm like I'm basketball team agnostic right now.
Agnostic.
So Bobby Portis, one time.
Got him.
He one time Nico.
Hey, you know what? It's funny because I wasn't even saying got him to what you were saying, but it fit.
It did.
Yeah.
Cracked his face off.
Yo.
Cracked his face. And, I looked up that maxillary fracture. I looked that up. That is a very serious and dangerous fracture.
So where is that? That's the jaw?
It's like the nose eye area.
So this nigga,
Ooh,
this
right in
mug,
the
Bobby got
face.
aim, huh?
Bro, you know
He got
they
pinpoint
said
aim.
Nico came, charging at him, and he just dotted him.
That's
The
aim though.
moment,
I mean,
the dot, the momentum.
if he's a moving target, even if he's running,
I mean, we
you
talking
got
about
you got.
Nico. He ain't really a moving target.
You know what? You right. I was just about to say. You know what? Scratch that, because if Nico was running right at him, he's probably running at him straight forward
Straightforward.
with no lateral movement whatsoever. So
He got the
where's Devin at when we need him? Where's our boxing aficionado? He caught his ass, boop, right in the nose.
Hit his ass with the 1-2 real quick.
What was that video when some shorty was showing some video with this dude that got hit, and he was like, "Ooh, he ate." Some dude got hit, and they cut to the little shorty, and the shorty licking his finger, saying, "Ooh, he ate that one."
Let me ask you a question, because you saw Vince Goodwill tweeted out something along the lines of this was 2 years in the making or something like that.
I think I saw that. Yeah,
I saw that too.
So is Nico an asshole? Is that what
he probably is?
I could see.
I could see. Look, listen. Check it out. So I'm probably going to offend some people with this.
Here we go.
So here we go. European males are assholes. I know this because I work around them. I work with them. I've talked to them. They are impatient. They are jerks. So I could see Nico probably being a jerk to Bobby. And Bobby probably just like having enough of it. All right, man, look, enough is enough. I'm tired of it. Just cut it out before I pop your ass. And Nico probably didn't listen.
They was pushing and shoving. It was back and forth a little bit. Because this happens in sports. I don't even want to say in basketball.
It's sports in general. It's sports in general.
Like guys, like they've been in a training camp together for who knows how long.
But you got to figure that there's something else when you decide that you're gonna pop my man in his face, though. Like there was something else there.
They said he charged him. They're like, okay,
I'm
going to defend myself, or I'm gonna let him charge me.
But I mean, even when somebody charges you, you know what I'm saying? It like you figure when you playing basketball, unless we're talking about we on the streets, you in a playground on the south side or something like that. I get that. Some nigga charging you, and you pop them. We talking about a couple of teammates that have been playing together for what?
But they'd already been pushing and shoving and talking shit.
I get that, I guess, but still, we talking about teammates though. We're talking about teammates.
Man, fuck all that teammate shit. We just seen plenty. Look, Jordan dotted a motherfucker eye multiple times. Kobe and Shaq was fighting. Motherfuckers be fighting
all the time.
You talking about all the cats you just named are a bunch of jerks too.
Well, apparently, both of these guys are along those lines. You're not about to sit here and do a bunch of pushing and shoving to me and think I'm gonna stand here and let you do it. Right. And then you definitely not about to charge me like I'm some punk bitch. Like you just about to work me over, huh, Nico?
I know punk bitch.
I ain't no punk bitch. So he dotted his eye or his nose and cracked his whole shit up. But you know what? I was thinking about it. For the Bulls fans, for the people who, for you guys, because I'm not a fan of this thing.
You guys.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I didn't even watch him in the playoffs last year. So it's hard. It's hard for me to say I'm a fan and I didn't even watch him in the playoffs. But for people who are a fan, this is actually a good thing. Because all Nico is going to do, all he's going to do is take away time from Lauri Markkanen. And you definitely don't want that. You don't want him taken away from what Lauri Markkanen can do on the floor. You don't want him taken away from the time that he's going, the time that he's going to be able to get out there and play with other good basketball players. You don't want a guy like Lauri Markkanen playing on your second chain, for an extended period of time, because I'm sure it's going to be more difficult for him to get open, to get better shots, and all of that shit. You want him to be playing with the first team. So now you're going to have him playing with the first team. He's a starter now. And he did pretty goddamn good tonight. I think he had 18 points. And last time I checked, he had 18 points and 8 rebounds. That's pretty damn good for a guy that's playing his first game in the NBA, especially a shooter who needs somebody to get him the ball. And him in particular, one that people said, he was free. He's kind of small. They didn't think about rebounding and playing defense and stuff like that. He did pretty well for himself. And if you got Nico out there, you don't get that. So you should be happy that Bobby knocked the shit out of Nico because he's a bum. He's a bum and Bobby's a bum too. So you got two bums out of your lineup. I don't give a fuck what you say, Chris. Bobby's a bum. He's a bum.
Man, so was Miritich. I remember my junior year of high school. That was probably like 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Miritich was still in Spain. He was like some huge prospect. Everybody in the NBA wanted. He was a 3-point shooting miracle. Everybody watches highlights on YouTube. My teacher was talking about it. I was like, yeah, I don't really see the whole deal. Like, just because you good overseas doesn't mean that translates to NBA basketball. And look what's happened.
Hey, man. He was supposed to be the next Dirk. He was supposed to be the next Dirk. John Paxson and Garth Foreman sold us a lemon. Because he's absolutely terrible. And I don't think there's, I don't know why they gave him the contract they gave him. First of all, I wouldn't have given him shit. I don't know how the NBA does how that works. Do you have to offer him a contract, or can you just be like, yeah, you just won't be in the NBA? Because I prefer him just not to be in the NBA if it was like he has to be on the Chicago Bulls, but that's neither here nor there. I understand what you're saying about Nico. Nico has not panned out at all, but I don't like Bobby either. It's something about power forwards that can't jump that just doesn't jive with me. Like a 6'10" dude that's super unathletic and he's supposed to be able to shoot a little bit, but he can't really shoot. Like, I know you told me that he was shooting 48% from the field last year, right?
Yeah.
But he's a power forward. That's not really good because most of his play is going to be close to the basket. So if most of your play is close to the basket and you're only shooting 48%, that is a problem. That is a super problem. That's because he's going to the basket, and more often than not, he getting this shit blasted because he can't jump.
What are you talking about?
Bobby Portis. Because I called him a trash bag, and Chris kind of disagreed. Chris disagreed.
I mean, what have you seen that's made you decide that he's not?
I mean, I'm not saying he's Rodman. I'm just saying he's not as bad as he was like a year, like 2 seasons ago.
That's not saying much now, is it, Chris?
I'll give you this. I'll give you this. Bobby has definitely improved over every season of his career. He's gone from a trash dumpster to a trash can.
He's he's
recycling bin now.
He's stepped up one step. He's taking one step up the stairs.
I mean, by all means, I like to see basketball players improve, especially when they're on the team I root for. Bobby, I think he was another wasted draft pick. Just like Nico was a wasted draft pick, just like Doug McDermott was multiple wasted draft picks. I think Lauri's going to be good though, and I'm excited to see him play. He was the only thing I was watching. I mean, Justin Holiday, Jerry Grant, like those guys. Look at them. But my main objective is to see how Lauri Markkanen is going to play when he's going up. I mean, he was going up against Serge Ibaka. Serge ain't no punk. Serge can still play. He's a big body. He rebounds. He plays defense. He was still able to get his shot off when he could, and he was grabbing rebounds too. I was excited to see him play. But the rest of that team can kick rocks.
I think I wrote something for one of my first articles. It was about the Bulls and how bad they sucked. And I came up with a stat since 2011 about all the draft picks the Bulls have had and how D Rose and Taj Gibson were the only ones that we've had on the team. We don't have not one draft pick from the last 7 years on the team. That's kind of crazy. Except for Bobby Portis. I mean,
I don't want Bobby Portis on this team, and not because he knocked Nico out. Like, I think a lot of people were, when it first came out, and everyone was saying that he sucker punched him. Everybody was saying that Bobby needs to be cut. And
Yeah,
then
that was crazy. That was crazy. I didn't understand that. Cut for what? What are you cutting him for? Because he had a fight.
And the report said Miritich was charging him. So what's he supposed to do? Stand there and
yeah,
take it?
people didn't like that information wasn't out yet, and I think it was more about the
I
results
saw I
of what
saw
happened.
I saw somebody. I retweeted somebody yesterday that had all the information. They retweeted it, and I started to respond to it and go, "Wait, you still want him like cut?" It
Nah,
was
yeah,
like it was
hell
like
no, that's stupid.
it was like that everything y'all just said was in the tweet. He responded to whoever was putting the report out, basically giving more details of what happened. It was like, if this is true, he needs to be cut immediately. This is just like some Bulls blogger or whatever. I'm just like, really? Even after what you just were like, that makes no sense to me. Like, what is it that did we read the same thing?
If it would have been like a situation where they were like pushing and shoving, and it didn't escalate, and Bobby just hauled off and punched him in his face, then I would say, yeah, Bobby probably needs to go. But that wasn't the case.
I'm sure. I'm positive that everybody involved has all they have all the right information and they know exactly what happened
Yeah, that's
and
why he only got 8 games.
they assessed it as it saying, look, we need to do something. He shouldn't have hit him, but at the same time, Nico was being a jerk. So 8 games, we'll wash our hands of it and that's it.
Yeah, that's basically what happened.
We got games to lose.
Yeah, they realized that they knew. I don't know how it came out that it was like we got games to lose. I don't know. I don't know how it came out that it was like some sucker punch. I don't know why how that story came out.
That's just how the people wanted the narrative to go.
But like sooner or later, the actual
That's
narrative is
what they
going to come
wanted
out.
it to be. That's what they wanted it to be. And I feel like the person that was responding to that tweet kind of still wanted it to be that way because because
I want to know who it was.
people want to hate the Bulls. Let me I can go back. I mean, it was just
I want to know who like the person that first put the whole sucker punch thing out there. Was it
I don't know about that part.
I can't remember who it was. It was a national guy too. It wasn't even like a Bulls beat
The
writer.
Chicago guy.
Yeah, it wasn't even a Chicago guy. It was a national writer that put it out. It may have been Sham. I don't remember. But
I think it was Shams because I got a notification about it. That's the first time I heard about it. Because when I heard that Miritich was in the hospital, I was like, damn, somebody must have really pieced his ass up.
It was a one-headed quitter. You like, damn, Bobby is the Incredible Hulk.
I mean, you seen these pictures of this man? He looks wild.
Yeah, I wouldn't be messing with Bobby. I mean, I'm a pretty big dude, and even if
but
I was his height,
yeah,
I still wouldn't mess with Bobby.
but Bobby's like, what is Bobby? 6 what?
I'll say if I was his height, I still wouldn't mess with Bobby. He looks like all he wants to do.
I'm ready to rock you.
Yeah, you heard about what he said he does before every game, right?
Tree bark.
I envisioned that the person I'm playing against hit my mama, and now I want to go out there and get you because you hit my mama. What?
I feel that. I just wish that the shit translated into good gameplay.
Yeah, so are you saying that Bobby Portis doesn't care about his mom?
Yeah.
I dare you go and tell Bobby Portis that shit.
I sure the hell won't.
See how far you get.
Motherfucker, outweigh me by 100 and some pounds. I ain't going.
Rob likes his face.
I like my face, man. Bobby ain't gonna punch me. I got cats on the south side that take care of that.
Your ass is stupid. Bobby Portis is trying to kill me. So while we talking about cats on the south side, Derrick Rose had his first game in Cleveland. What you guys think of that?
What, like the actual game itself, or just like him playing it?
Nobody gives a damn about Cleveland. Talking about Derrick Rose, his gameplay.
I mean, I will forever root for Derrick Rose, forever. Even when he's doing stupid stuff like leaving a team in the middle of the day and flying back home and saying he misses mama's apple pie or whatever,
like
whatever,
what mama's cooking.
Whatever the hell he went back to Chicago for.
He just wanted some Harold's.
Yeah, like he just wanted a 5-piece mile with
extra fries, you know.
Yeah, but I will forever root for Rose. So Yeah, I guess a part of me is glad that he was just like, look, I'll take the minimum, man. I don't, it's not about the money with me, and I know that pissed a lot of people off because
I mean,
you
he
you
still got
making
the.
it you making it bad for the class that's trying to get money, but at the
He
same
already has
time,
his money,
he has to look out for himself. So I was
and he
cool with it.
probably wasn't going to get that much money. So it
Basically.
wasn't like he was in like a situation
So yeah,
where
I'm gonna get a couple more million to go to a horrible
a worse
situation
team.
where I'm not gonna win anything. Like, I got enough
Nah,
money in the bank, man. I'll take 2 million. I'll take two, and then play with LeBron. I'm cool.
I
Apparently, doesn't
think.
he still have that
Go ahead.
Adidas contract? That $200 million Adidas
Hell yeah, he
contract?
still got that money. Not to mention he got every damn thing else, Giordano's and everything. He got all
He's
kinds of
he's an
shit.
owner of Giordano's. He's not
Exactly.
like some regular ass dude. He
Mm-hmm.
owns it. They were going under, and Derek came and saved them.
And saved it. So I'm cool
That's
with
all
him.
right.
With him taking a couple dollars and was like, I'm gonna go here. I think
I'm not
they
mad at it. I think it's weird because it seems to be this consensus that somehow this team is better than the one last year.
you can't start taking stuff off of a championship team and then go
Yeah, I don't.
and go, oh well, this team is better. Like, no, that team has been to
Yeah.
they've been to the finals, what, 2 3 years in a
Three.
row, whatever it was.
Yeah,
You can't
three
say it's
years in a
better.
row.
Yeah,
I
they
think
got they
this
got they got
team
they got the
is
jail first.
significantly worse than last year's team.
Significantly
If
though.
only because if only because they have Dwayne Wade on their
Oh
team and he can't
God.
shoot. They have Derrick Rose on their team and he can't shoot. He's going to be playing minutes. And they have Jeff Green on their team and he can't shoot either. And he's going to be playing minutes. It's going to be hard for them offensively. I think they said that first game they played, they took 22 3 pointers, and they had only did that like 3 times all of last season, where they took 22 or less 3 pointers in a game. Like it's going to be some real spacing issues when you have Dwayne Wade and Derrick Rose out there playing with LeBron. And it's gonna be difficult for them, at least for him, to do the thing that he does, which is get guys open 3 pointers, corner threes, and all of that. It's going to be very like that's going to be a difficult proposition for him as a basketball player because of the spacing that they take away. You know, Kyrie used to give them a crap ton of spacing as an ESPN announcer. Um, he used to get them a crap ton of spacing just because of who he was as a basketball player and what he could do. They're not going to have that anymore. So it's weird. Like I don't know. I don't know how anybody can look at the team's makeup, especially at this point, this juncture, and say that they're better equipped to play Golden State. I don't see it.
That's because there's so many Kyrie haters out there. I don't know how you subtract an all-star championship winning guard and replace it with a 5'9" point guard that's not playing until February. Wade or old Wade and they regress in Derrick Rose. I think that's those three bodies are going to make up for Kyrie Irving, and it's not. I mean, it's not a bad haul, but you're not going to get the same production out of that point guard slot.
Not in the least bit. And I love Derek, but Derek is not that player anymore. He's just not. He's not that guy anymore. I would love to see him get to that point, but it was like you could see it even in the first game. There was just times where the team they're like, all right, we're just gonna leave Derek open. We'll just leave Derek and we'll leave Wade. And
No respect.
we'll just let them shoot. Like even though it doesn't matter how many 3 pointers Derek and Wade hits. The game plan will always be to let them shoot them. Like you'll prefer them to be shooting it than LeBron or anybody else for that matter. Like let them two shoot that. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they come together. I don't I don't think Boston would have beat Cleveland in a 7 game series in the Eastern Conference Finals, but had they beat them, it would not have been like a complete and utter surprise. I wouldn't have been like, oh my God, they beat them because it's like the distance between those two teams has been well before Gordon Hayward got hurt, it had been lowered. Like it's not the same anymore. But now that gulf is as big as it's ever been between Cleveland and the rest of the Eastern Conference.
You know, even before Gordon Hayward's injured, people forget that Boston has 11 new players on that team. And that bench is not the same as it was last year. They're missing.
That was the one thing that people that I agree with you, Chris, that was getting lost and everything. It was like, all right, I mean, like, they're gonna be good, but like, will they have the bench to like stand up to like Cleveland? Like I didn't see that.
I want to see how they're going to come together. Those young guys and that bench. It's going to be. I
sure picked them up in fantasy. at least one of them, because they got all the minutes in the world to show what they got, and they've been showing it that they're going to
be good.
They're going to put up. So is Jaylen Brown. They both going to be.
Jaylen Brown is going to be real good. You cannot stop that dude from going to the basket.
Fearless.
He is fearless to going to the basket, and he will dunk on you. I like Jaylen Brown. I am a fan of his.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not a fan of Marcus Smart. I still want to punch him in the face. I like that dude, man.
Everybody has that one player that they want to punch in the face.
Man, he just got like
if you listen to this podcast, you already know who mine is.
Tell me again, Rob.
I want to punch this dude in the face so bad, man. I just want one clean shot. One
JB.
Huh?
JB.
Well, JB's on the list.
Oh, he's not number one?
No. No. You don't listen to the podcast either, huh, Chris?
Why you own it?
No. My punchable face is none other than Draymond Green.
This boy hates Draymond.
I didn't realize you hate Draymond Green that much.
What? What have you not been paying attention?
It's all he does.
Are you serious?
I mean, nobody likes.
You know what's funny?
I like Draymond.
You know what I found out, and I don't know how true this is, because I feel like people lie. My assistant manager at work claims to be his cousin.
You punch him, then.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that would sufficiently cover it, but it might work.
Start.
It might, it'll get me somewhere. I'll never get close enough to Draymond to do it. So, yeah, I might do that tomorrow.
Just walk in, just knock this motherfucker out.
Hey, Jamal.
He don't even know why.
Hey, Jamal, what's up?
Go listen to the podcast, motherfucker.
He's a big dude too, though. So I don't know.
Now you may want to leave him alone there.
He's pretty big dude. He's like, I don't know, 6'5", 280 probably.
No shit. No, don't do that.
He's a big dude.
No, don't do that.
He claims to be his cousin. He's from Detroit, and all the signs point to it possibly being true. But
did you tell him that you disliked him?
Oh, I told him to his face. The second he listen, I make no bones about it, cousin, mother, or not. The minute he said that was his cousin, I said, I hate your cousin, right? I want to punch your cousin in the face. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. People tell me that all the time.
I'm sure. A lot of people don't like him. I like Draymond. I find him refreshing in the world of.
I'd like to refresh his face.
That is probably going to land you in jail.
You like Draymond, but you don't like Bobby Portis.
No, fuck Bobby. Draymond's good.
Yeah, Draymond can play.
He has the right to.
I never said that Draymond couldn't play basketball. Draymond can play basketball. That dude can hoop. I just say he's a jerk.
Crazy and be bad.
Yeah.
Man, that's two terrible combinations. That's a terrible combination. Terrible. Are you a jerk?
Could you imagine if Dennis Rodman couldn't play basketball?
Yeah, it wouldn't be no Dennis Rodman.
He'd be a weirdo in the dress.
No, we'd have never got to that point.
Yeah, you're right. Chris is not old enough to remember that whole spectacle.
We were talking about something earlier today.
I'm sorry, Chris. I had to do it.
What did I tell you?
You weren't alive when that was you alive when that happened?
96.
What year was that?
I was born 97.
Oh my God.
So I'm sure you either heard the stories or seen the pictures. But like, what happened, Dre? Didn't they like he announced that he was getting married?
To himself.
But I don't recall it. I don't recall him saying that at
He
first.
didn't. He had to wait till he
That
came
right.
out.
So
And he
so
was
Chris,
able to
so it
announce
was this big announcement. You know, he was on the Bulls, so it was a big thing. Robin was getting married. It was like this big TV spectacle. And
it.
this is
He
before
had a
this is
book.
this is before phones and Twitter and all that. So when he say he's getting married, we all paying attention.
Like,
So
oh, him and Madonna finally doing it.
they got all the cameras out and the whole nine. They got all these cameras following his limo to the church or wherever he was going, and out steps Robin in this dress, in a white dress with his
makeup.
hair blonde and
Full
makeup on.
Full makeup.
I lost my mind. I said, "What is happening?"
That's
And it was for his book signing.
Yeah,
Beautiful
It
movie.
was like, oh my God, this Robin is all the way gone. He's all the way out there. So if he couldn't ball, like, what would he be? Johnny Manziel? Is that about what he would be?
yeah, that sounds about right. Drug addict, alcoholic, can't play sport. Yeah, he be Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
Well,
basically.
maybe not. He wouldn't be white.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I mean, he might be white. You never know the way he acts.
Nah, Dennis Rodman, a nigga.
Yeah, that's nigga.
That is a
That's
nigga.
definitely nigga. But Draymond is my punchable face guy. I want to punch that dude.
All right, Chris, we're talking about punchable faces. Who is your punchable face guy?
I'm trying to see who I don't like in like in NBA or sports in general.
Any sport. It doesn't matter. Any sport.
I was gonna stick to NBA, but I mean, just to
I think yours goes across sports, Rob. I know mine. It's smart for me.
Yeah, it probably does.
I don't know what it is, but I just don't like Devin Booker's face.
Really?
Because he looks like an NBA 2K creative player.
He looks mischievous. Like I can't trust him around my
2K.
chains.
I call him NBA 2K creative player face.
I love that the Dodgers are putting in Jansen with an 11-1 lead. I love it. Oh, that's so trash.
They said they had some unfinished business with y'all.
Yeah, that's cool.
Take that back. You know who my punchable face is? Julius Randle. I can't stand that nigga.
Man,
I noticed that. You have a
stand Julius Randle.
Julius Randle, bro. Wow.
Bro, how are you a power forward and got no post game? This man had one of the most dominant post games I ever seen in college basketball playing at Kentucky, and it just disappeared. Now he's a jump shooter. What?
Well, when you have like T-Rex arms, it's kind of hard to.
That's why you don't. That's why you want to punch Julius Randle because he can't hoop.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons.
Hey, I'm not gonna begrudge the man his.
I won't. You're right. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take that away from you. Who am I to take that away from you?
No, it's that and that he's one of those black dudes that like only date white chicks. Because I remember in Kentucky, he was like, "Nah, man, I don't like chicks as dark as me." And then this nigga go out and get the most fattest, ugliest white chick.
Yeah, that kind of came out. That came out in L.A.
Yeah,
like a year or so ago. I remember.
I'll tell you something though, white women, I have nothing.
Dre and Rob, I'm telling you, go Google his girlfriend.
I've seen it. I know what you're talking about. I've seen it.
But I just want all of the white women to know I have nothing against you.
I just don't like you.
You can send your hate mail to who? What? Say, give it.
What's your screen name for this week?
At _2 underscores Christian, no I, TAN.
There you go. Okay. Just throw that out there.
Look at these bums. Look at these bums.
Just want to be sure that we let everybody know who to direct that hate mail to.
Didn't even make it either. He's still a bum.
So I think you had that you wanted to talk about Justin Holiday. Yeah, okay. What do you want to say about him?
I mean, I know it's only one game in the season, but during some of those preseason games, I mean, he showed some promise. I think he'd be a good piece of the future. Him and Markkinen and
I don't know why he signed a 2-year contract with the Bulls.
Me
That
either.
was fucking stupid.
I was like, wait, what?
You get here for 1 year and then you get out. Didn't you learn from D Wade? You get in, you
you could have
get
made a
your
clean
money,
escape.
and you get out. But now they got you. What buddy saying? Was it Goodfellas? No, it wasn't Goodfellas. What was that? Now you can't leave. They locked the door on him. You can't go anywhere. You got him for 2 years, and they're probably going to ruin his career. That's Justin Holiday. Sorry, Justin. Career's over for Chicago Bull now. I really, I'm so tired of talking about protests and the back and forth between.
It's a non-conversation at this point.
It's
It
a
really is.
non-conversation. But
We can move on to something else. To be
no,
honest,
he said no. He wants to talk about the difference between Roger Goodell and Adam Silver, and considering what
there it is.
Adam Silver sent
There it is.
to what just happened. Game's over. Oh, game's over. Okay. After what Adam Silver sent to the players about having, they sent out the rules and let them know you guys have to stand up for the national anthem. What's the difference between the NFL and the NBA?
The way that Adam Silver has handled the whole protest fiasco, I think he's handled a lot better than Goodell has. But then again, no one likes Goodell, so I can't really
Well,
defend him.
yeah, Goodell's a
But
dickhead.
yeah,
He doesn't
at that
deserve to be liked.
that first press conference that Adam Silver had, he mentioned like the NBA has a rule that you must stand for the anthem, but he was being real vague with it, so it gave people the impression that they weren't going to enforce it as much. And I mean, when you got a league that's what 90% black niggas, I mean, you don't want to enforce that rule then.
And you don't want to put out that you have to do anything. I think that's
Yeah,
that's the big issue with all of this. You can't tell these guys you have to do this because we tell you to. The NBA more than there's another ESPN endorsement. The NBA more than any other league is a players' league. You need these guys. Like football. Football is good independent of its players because, to be honest with you, most people wouldn't even know a football player if they walk by him. If it isn't like Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or Dale Beckham Jr. Like most of these guys, you don't even know what the hell they look like because they always got a helmet on. But these basketball players, the fans can connect with them on another level because they can see them. So you don't want these guys to start turning on you. Like I think Adam Silver has been really, really good so far. But it could turn like that if one of these guys just say, you know what, the hell with that. I'm going to do this for the national anthem, and then it puts him in a position where he has to do something. And I want to see what that something will be. Once you send out a memo telling people that they have to do something because of rules and regulations, like that starts to change things a little bit, especially when it applies to something like this. What do you think about this, Rob? What do you think about the
I'm
whole?
sorry. I'm drowning my end of my favorite. Jesus Christ, Lasorda is like about to. Never mind.
He's crying.
he's
Huh?
90, needs to die
No,
already.
Jesus Christ! They just showed a picture of Lasorda. Oh my goodness. Um, what are we talking about?
Adam Silver. He sent out the memo that the NBA players must stand up for the national anthem, and I was just asking, what's the difference between him and Roger Goodell? What's the difference between the NBA and the NFL? If
So is Silver still kind of riding the high of what he did right when he got in? Because I know that bought him a lot of real estate. If you remember when he
The
got
Donald
in,
Sterling thing,
yeah, when he got in and he handled that
that
the way he
perfectly.
did, the way he did that bought him more real estate than any commissioner has ever gotten.
that
So
and just not being David Stern.
yeah. So I mean, but even that though, because somebody else could have came in and did it and being and just took over being the bad guy because Goodell did. Goodell did the same thing when he came in and took over.
He was an idiot.
He
He was
turned.
more than a bad guy.
Well, yeah, he came in with guns blazing, trying to set a precedent and suspend everybody, giving all these crazy suspensions when he first got in.
And those idiots gave him the power to do it and continue to give him the
But
power to do it.
I don't know. It's hard to tell because I feel like that's a part of it. It's hard to talk about him without thinking about the real estate that he has with that. If that makes any sense.
And
Like
when will that run out?
it won't until he does something where where the fans can look at him and boo him
But
collectively.
this might be it.
But
Like if one of
it
these
won't.
guys decide
But the
to
problem
stand up.
the problem is though, a lot of the fan base
Ah,
is gonna be okay with it. You know
but
what I'm
I don't
saying?
mean the fan base. I mean
But
the
that,
players
okay,
because he has a lot of cachet with the players too.
right.
Yeah.
Like they seem to like him, and nobody like David Stern. Like people can say what they want about.
It can eventually go. I mean, it can take some time and some years, and for somebody to speak out or for somebody to say something, or a big time player like LeBron or somebody else to you know say something, but they won't. LeBron's not that dude. He won't say anything. He won't. If he has any kind of conversations with him, I think they'll come to some sort of agreement on some things. So it'll take something like that. It'll take a big player to come out and say something against him, and if that happens, then you can start to see it. But until that happens, I think he'll keep up with that cachet that he has with the players and with the fans. I think.
I think the best thing that he has going for him is that he seems to be a genuinely good dude. Whereas David Stern seemed like a guy who wanted to just rule. You know what I'm saying?
It was really, really, really concerned about growing the game at any cost. It didn't really matter, what was going on. Which I mean, it ended up working, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
mean
for
it
sure.
worked. It definitely worked. He was a great commissioner for a time,
For
but
yeah,
I
for
also
what he
think that
did.
yeah, the time started to go beyond him.
Yeah,
Um,
it did.
and
That's understandable.
I think this guy is perfect for the time. I was like, the first time I saw him shake up with someone, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Like, what is this? Like, what is going on here? He's like,
Him
he
and
knows.
Bernie Sanders. I was like, damn, okay, I see.
Okay, I could see this. I could deal with this. He's shaking like he's trying to connect with the players on a level that the players can connect with him. It never felt like that was the case with Stern, which is why I think Adam Silver is the perfect candidate for what's going on right now. I just want to. I'm always interested to see if it'll always be like that. You know what I'm saying? Or if there's going to come a point in time or like some issue where okay, now he's become Stern in some facet, and now we have to
Hmm.
fight against him because it felt like at the end the players were just fighting against Stern the entire time on everything. There was always a fight with Stern, and I'm, I want to see if that becomes the case with Adam Silver. I don't think so because he, like I said, he seems like a genuinely good person where David Stern never did. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about on this podcast?
One quick thing. I don't know if y'all ever realize it, but why does it always look like Adam Silver is like uncomfortably constipated in the face?
Can't say that I noticed that one.
Yeah,
The man
That's
always look like he got to take a shit.
I've never really.
that's an interesting call on your part. I don't
You
can't say that I've ever noticed that.
you might be on your own with that one, Chris. But I'm not saying you're wrong.
Oh, Jesus, good tackle.
I have to take a look at Adam Silver's face to
Yeah,
see.
they got to Google images of out of silver constipation faces.
Yeah, send us messages if you agree with Chris that he looks like he always has to take a shit. Let's do this very quickly before we get the hell up out of here. NBA awards because we didn't do a podcast before the season started. MVP, Rob.
Mm. Um, I don't know. Because it won't be Russ this year again. It may. You know what? Harden.
You think he finally gonna get it this year?
I think he'll probably get it this year.
Who do you got, Chris?
I think I'll go Harden as well because I mean now that he doesn't have to worry solely about scoring, now he's got Chris Paul there. I think that'll help his game. I heard it. You know, I feel like he'll get more opportunities wide open now.
Okay, most improved player.
Hmm. Most improved player. You know what? I saw something on. Well, I think about it though. I don't really agree with it because it wasn't like he was bad last year. I saw
Mhm.
somebody say Deion Waiters, but I don't agree with that
Nah, he
because
was actually pretty good last
he
year.
wasn't bad last year.
He was the reason they damn near got to the playoffs last year. So
I don't know. I don't know about most improved.
who do you got, Chris? That's what I think on that.
Most improved. I was gonna go Jeremy Lin to be honest, but
Hmm.
um, I mean maybe if Andre Robertson finds a jump shot,
No way.
buys one on eBay or
look,
something.
Rob immediately. Nope.
No way. Nope. Yeah, you gotta get a do over on that one, pal. That dude's not getting most improved on nothing.
You giving him a mulligan?
Yeah, I can't let you do that to yourself. Nope. It won't be
No,
him.
no Roberson.
It will not be him. Nope, 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 nope. Make a different pick.
Let's come back around to the most improved player,
I gotta think
defensive
about
player
it.
of the year.
Has Kawhi actually won it yet?
No.
Yeah, he won. Yeah, he did. He won it
Oh, I think say MVP.
last year. Not this past year, but a year ago.
Um,
Rudy Gobert.
mm, that's
Because it
possible.
always seems like he should, but he never does.
What about Davis?
Anthony Davis. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna play enough games.
Why not? Did he miss a bunch of games last year?
He always misses a bunch of games.
I don't recall him missing a bunch of games last
I
year.
think he missed about 10, 15 games last year. Various injuries throughout the year.
You can still win defensive player of the year missing 10 games.
I don't think they're going to be a good enough defensive team for it to matter.
Yeah, that's possible.
I'm going with Rudy Gobert. Who do you got, Chris?
You gotta go Draymond. I think he'll win it again this year. Because
Punchable face boy.
yeah,
Really?
I don't know.
Again?
I may not like Draymond, but I do respect his game, and I mean he's a
Yeah,
really good defender.
I ain't going.
You know what? I'm going Jalen Brown with most improved player, but we can move on from that. Rookie of the year.
Ooh,
Oof.
You can go. I mean, you got a bunch of different ways you can go with
that's
this.
that's the that's the that's the thing. That's the thing about
Simmons
it
is a rookie.
because Simmons counts.
Yeah, he counts. He's a rookie.
I'm going Simmons, man.
Rob is going Simmons. Who are
I'm
you
going
going,
Simmons.
Chris?
I think it's a lock to be honest.
On lock,
A
really?
lot.
Yes, I think it's an absolute lock.
Uh,
I know you can go 100 different ways with this, but I'm going a lock.
Rob says a lot.
I mean, I know Lonzo's probably gonna get it, but I wouldn't mind seeing like a guy like
So you know
De'Aaron
who's gonna get it?
Fox. I know Lonzo's gonna get it for sure, but I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a guy like De'Aaron Fox or what's that dude's name? Justin Jackson.
Josh Jackson.
Josh
Josh.
Jackson.
Yeah,
I
you talking about
don't know why I
Josh?
said Justin.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see Josh getting it too,
I
but
think
because I mean, just it's a lot of young cats out there. Man. It's a lot of cats that
Yeah.
want to shoot the ball out there. That's the problem.
I think I'm
So I
going
don't
Jason
know.
Tatum.
Ooh, got him.
I think I'm going to go Tatum on this one. Only because like that team is going to be good. He's going to get a ton of minutes, and how good they
So
can
was Ben
be.
Simmons.
But how good they can be is really going to be dependent on how good he is. Like,
Same goes to Simmons.
yeah, but they're not going to be challenging for anything. Like, if he's really, really good, they're going to be challenging for like one of the better records in the league. Philadelphia will be challenging to get into the playoffs, but if Embiid doesn't stay healthy, they're not doing anything. And it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what the hell Ben Simmons does.
Yeah, but even if they're not getting into the playoffs, if Ben Simmons is the main reason, the focal point, that could
Hey,
mean that could mean big numbers for him.
he could put up big numbers. He could always put up big numbers. He had a hell of a
Especially
game
if
last night.
especially if Embiid gets hurt, you talking about crazy numbers for that kid. I think.
He is a monster.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
Yeah.
looks much
he's so
bigger.
much bigger than everybody else. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
he's much bigger than I thought he was when he came out of
Yep,
college. He's
yep.
huge.
That was always his thing that I didn't know about until I saw him play. Like, wait a minute, that kid is much bigger than I thought he was.
And he's a legitimate 6'10",
I saw him.
6'11".
He in that first game, he backed down a couple guys at least 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, he put up on his Instagram post like a month ago. He was like bully season or some shit like that, and then he went out there and did it. Sixth man of the year.
Has Crawford ever gotten it?
Crawford? Jamal?
Yeah,
He's got it like 3 times.
I thought so.
Yeah, every year. I think they're gonna change it to the Jamal Crawford award.
I could see him getting it in Minnesota too, to be honest.
That's why I brought him up. Because
That team is still so bad defensively, man.
I could see Tibbs bringing that kid in a lot.
They're so bad defensively. It is unreal.
Yeah, the top. I saw somebody post yesterday. Top 15 play in the league. Only put up 12 points without Kawhi even defending them.
Hey, you get off of Jimmy. Don't
Hands off Jimmy.
Jimmy.
You gotta be.
Hands off Jimmy. Nobody touch Jimmy.
Don't touch Jimmy.
Is that too older reference for you, Chris? Is that when you missing that one too?
Hey, what'd you say?
Don't touch Jimmy.
Don't touch Jimmy.
Nah, I know what that's from.
Come on.
Where's it from, Chris?
Come on. Quick.
Don't touch Jimmy.
Say it quick. Say it quick. Say it quick.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
See? Goddamn. 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 Goddamn.
Did
Goddamn.
you just throw that out there?
He did.
Yeah, I did.
He did. Like a oop.
Were you hoping somebody was gonna catch
He
it?
did. He did. He put it like a oop. He put it up like a oop. And with confidence too. It was like he saw somebody on the wings and he was just like, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna throw it up and see what happened. No, Chris.
And then my man on the wings was like, bruh, I'm on 3-point line. What you doing?
Why you throw into the stands?
No, Chris.
No,
not
Chris.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
That was
That's a
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld
Bro.
reference.
That was a Seinfeld episode. Hands off
Never
Jimmy.
watched Seinfeld.
Hands off Jimmy.
Because it went on before you was born. The show was canceled before
Yeah,
you was born.
Yeah, it was.
When they come out?
Seinfeld went off in 1996.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 96, 97, right?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was either 96 or 97, maybe 98. So Chris was probably like in his father's sack at that point. I don't know. I cannot believe that we just did a sports podcast where somebody referenced "Honey, I Shrunk the Kids." It's like,
Oh my god!
and did it with such authority. I love it. It was like she was like, "I know what it is." And you knew damn well you didn't know what it was. You knew damn well you didn't know.
But that's what I swear. That was the most confident and off the wall. Yes,
He was
I
like,
have
"What's the
ever
most
seen.
80s shit I could throw out there?" He was like, "You got these old ass motherfuckers. Let me throw something from the 80s."
He went straight to the 80s on it. He was like, all right, these old motherfuckers talking about some shit from the 80s. So where can I go with this?
Like Ghostbusters.
I mean, you know what? We should have said you was right. Just off sheer of just the impression of you even pulling that movie out your ass.
Have you ever even seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Say, have you ever even seen that movie? Hell no. That's even more impressive. You know what? You get points for it.
That is a no. Hey, I am impressed with you, Chris. I am impressed with you.
So now you got to watch Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, and you got to go watch the Hands Off Jimmy episode of Seinfeld. Yeah. Coach of the Year.
Coach of the year.
Fred Hoiberg.
That's a toughie.
That's a horrible pick.
When hell freezes over.
I'm gonna go. Ooh, I don't feel comfortable saying that. Walton.
Bill Walton's son, Luke.
Luke, I am your
I
father.
ain't even gonna call him motherfucker by the coach of the Lakers. He's Bill Walton's son.
Ain't you Brandon's brother?
You know what? Luke is a really good coach. If that team can, I think it really depends on what Lonzo does. Lonzo and Brandon Ingram, how well they play. If them two can play well, it can be maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Might as well hang it up now. That nigga Brandon Ingram sucks.
He's only 19 years old. Get off his back.
I need to eat a pork sandwich or something, man. Real thin.
What is Lonzo Ball doing now? Lonzo Ball is doing nothing.
It's not doing well, huh?
0 points, 5 rebounds, 0 assists. He is currently leading the team in minutes as well. So his bad play isn't getting him off the floor.
Well, shit, you got to keep him out there.
So that is strictly a organizational move.
Yeah, you got to play him. You got to play him, or you're gonna get fired. Sorry.
Basically.
Coach of the year for me, I am going Billy Donovan.
That's interesting.
That'd be so dope for him to get it after KD called him a terrible coach. That'd be so dope.
Yeah.
That'd be so dope.
It was weird with them last year. I think he was still trying to figure out how to coach.
Yeah, how to coach them bums he had. Yeah.
No, not just the bums, but how to coach. KD and Russ, because those, those are superstars. So
you talking about the year before.
Yeah, the year before. That's what I meant. Like, KD called him a bum. It was like, I'm sure he was still trying to figure it out. Shit, Scott Brooks had multiple years and still hadn't figured it out. So,
yeah,
I didn't expect a rookie head coach to
coming out of college.
Yeah, to get it immediately. But I like what he's doing with their offense right now.
And, I didn't watch any of that game.
Yeah, they were fun to watch.
That could have hurt. Ooh.
KD and PG and Carmelo took like 22 3-pointers between the two of them. Jeez. That was interesting to watch, and they only hit like 7 of them. So do your math, it's like 33%, guys. But I don't expect that to be the norm for those two guys. I think we're going to see them hit.
I didn't watch any of that. What did Russ do?
He almost had a triple-double. He may have had a triple-double by the time, because I stopped when he had 18.
That's playing the Knicks. No wonder.
And that was in the third quarter. It was like 7 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, Porzingis went nuts, huh?
Yeah.
If marketing could be just a
slim of that.
Yeah, just a third of that. Like, didn't KP come out the box crazy though?
Yeah, he came out the box dunking on people and grabbing rebounds and hitting threes. But I mean, Markkanen came out and had 18 and 8. So
with no point guard.
With basically no point guard. So that's pretty goddamn good. And I was impressed with watching Lurie play today.
Yeah, he moves real well off the screen.
I'll take it. I only, like I said, I only watched like the first quarter maybe, and I saw him take a couple shots. He looked real tentative. You would expect that from a rookie, I guess. From a guy that maybe is getting a little pressure put on him. People are kind of throwing his name out there. Like KP, I don't feel like had any. I mean, I'm in Chicago, so I don't really know what kind of pressure it was there. But being here in Chicago, like all week, especially ever since the whole knockout herd around the world, everybody knew that Markkanen was starting. So it's all been about, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do?
Yeah, and he came out there and he did well for himself, considering, there was pressure. I mean, obviously the pressure that comes with, it being your first game and then finding out you're in the starting lineup,
right?
Like a day before the game starts. So I'm sure that was Something he had to get used to, something he had to come to grips with, and
So maybe
changes
he'll
things.
get more confident. He'll be even more confident next
Yeah,
as the season goes.
yeah, I think he's gonna be good. I like that kid. He has a lot of heart. He plays hard, and he doesn't seem. Once he got, he started feeling good about
Mm.
himself on the floor. It was like he was afraid of anything.
Oh, good catch.
So that's been the According to Sources podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm Dre. It's Rob and Chris. You know where to find us, according to sources at gmail.com if you have questions. A2 Sources on Twitter, according to sources on Facebook. Hate mail goes to two underscores, Kristen. Um, love mail goes to according to sources at gmail.com. We are part of a podcast network, the ETMF Podcast Network. Go there and just look at all of the shows. You're gonna find something you like. I just did an interview with the head voice actor from this year's Call of Duty. Look out for that. So
Dope.
that's it. Yeah, dude was cool as hell. His name is Brett Zimmerman. You've probably seen him on some stuff like
Yeah,
How to Get Away with Murder,
that's dope.
NCIS, New Orleans. He was in Million Dollar Arm. That was another movie he was in. So yeah, he was a cool kid. He was a cool ass dude. You're supposed to play some Call of Duty when it comes out, and then I'll stream it and talk to him again. But that's another show for another time. According to sources, I'm Dre. It's Rob, Chris. We out. Peace.
What's that?